The number of former police officers whose personal protection weapons have been taken from them has dramatically increased. One former IUC officer and policing board member says the situation is unacceptable given the threat from dissident Republicans. Jane Lockery reports.
Nearly 1,000 former police officers here have personal protection weapons. But in 2008 there was a policy change, which means that the number of people allowed to have them has fallen. Under the Freedom of Information Act, the PSNI revealed that in 2005, 25 people had their licence to carry a gun revoked. But by 2009 that figure had risen to 151. Breaking it down, UTV has learned that in 2005 no former police officer nor RIR member was refused a licence to carry a personal protection weapon. But by 2009 that number had increased to 41 and 31 respectively. It's a situation which the DUP MLA Jimmy Spratt says is unacceptable, given the murders of the 2 young soldiers at Mazarine and the subsequent murder of Constable Stephen Carroll, both by dissident Republicans.
I'm very concerned. Obviously, very many ex-police officers, ex-members of the security forces and folks particularly in areas now where the dissident threat is particularly high, and the Police Service of Northern Ireland seem hell-bent on taking personal protection weapons away and leaving people feeling vulnerable. Given that the Chief Constable has said that the threat is still severe from the dissidents, he told the policing board that only last month.
In a statement, the PSNI explained that the policy was reviewed in 2008, which created the situation where the good reason to possess a personal protection weapon was only considered under the criteria of specific threat to an individual. So when retired officers apply to have their licences renewed, many do not now meet the specific threat criteria and are turned down. Jimmy Spratt, himself a retired RUC officer, is expecting to have his personal protection weapon taken from him in the future because of this new policy.
I fully expect the next time that my firearms certificate is up for renewal that this police service will try to take my personal protection weapon away.
How would you feel if your gun was taken off you?
Well, I would feel as anybody else feels at this moment in time. I would feel left vulnerable and isolated with no protection.
The PSNI says following the murders of the 2 soldiers and a police officer, a further review of the policy has been instigated to ensure that it is robust and fit for purpose. Jimmy Spratt says he plans to raise the matter with the Chief Constable at the policing board tomorrow, while a DUP delegation has requested to meet the Secretary of State to discuss the party's concerns about personal protection weapons. Jane Lockery, UTV Live tonight at Police Headquarters in Belfast.